All right. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jarvis with Tampa Bay Politics, sitting in for Angela Birdsong. She out on a different mission this morning. Good morning to all our listeners on In Touch Radio, where reality radio, where everybody can be a star. We're so excited today because we're going to have Sean Shaw, former state representative and a local attorney and political activist and commentator, going to be calling in by 11:05. But we had a great day. Winners and losers yesterday. We had a great day for our primary, so we know who's going to advance to the general election November the 5th. So we're going to start talking about some of those races. We're going to do some election analysis. And it proved the fact, DGCO, that election got consequences. So the challenge with this whole political process is that in a primary, when only about close to 25% of the people that are registered decided to come out and vote. So here's what's going on. 25% of the people are deciding for the rest of the 75% decisions that affect them. All politics are local. So when you start talking about school board races, that's talking about the education of our children, who are going to be setting policies for that, who are going to be dealing with the prison pipeline, school to pipeline situation, dealing with teaching, whether we can teach black history in the schools, discipline in the schools, academic excellence in the school. Those are issues that affect everybody. And we as a society, we let 24% of the electors decide that. Therein lies the problem. We got to get more participation, more cooperation in the political process. And people say, well, I don't like politics, it's this, it's that. That's well and good, but you're going to be affected by it. So my mantra is that everybody's involved in politics, even those that don't want to be involved in politics. Why? Because you're not dead until you got a death certificate. You're not born until you got a birth certificate. In order to get a job, you got to have a Social Security card. All of that is what? Political. Look at what's going on at the national level and the federal level with student loans. How that's being affected by our listeners in our community, the black community, our African American community, the Latino community. So, people said that the administration didn't go far enough on that. I may agree with that, but any help, any relief for our children and our children and our students and people, adults too, that have been suffering with this student loan. It's trillions of dollars, DJCO, worth of debt, student loan. So we get any relief, but that's political. But same people said they don't want to be involved in politics. They're going to be involved in politics because they're going to take some of that benefit getting their student loan reduced. So we have to, please. And we want some participation today, so we're going to give you out our call-in number real early. The call-in number is 813, all right? It's 444-9588. 813, all right? 444-9518. This is Jarvis in the studio with you, Tampa Bay Politics, where we talk about politics that affect our community, local politics. Because the old saying for people that's involved in politics that all politics are local, and that's important to understand. And so we're going to start dipping into a little of these races, just kind of hitting it on the edges till we get Sean Shaw to call in. He's going to be calling in about another 5 minutes, and we'll take his call. But you know what's interesting? That millage tax, that's what it is, a tax. You can call it whatever you want to call it, where the school district and the school board asking us to tax ourselves and teachers to tax themselves to get a raise. Supposed to be for hiring more teachers, giving teachers better salaries so we can move up from being 49 in the country. That looked like it may be our call. And move up in academic excellence. But it's tied. They may have a recount on that. All right, then. I think we have our call in. Thank you. Good morning. We have Sean Shaw. Let me just introduce him real quick. He's a political activist. He's a community activist, a local attorney, former state representative. His father was the first Supreme Court justice in Tallahassee, Leanna Shaw. We got a superstar on the radio this morning. We're glad to have you. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, Jarvis, I appreciate that introduction, brother.
Well, In Touch Radio where everybody can be a star. This is reality radio. Everybody's a star. When you come on here, automatically you're a star. But we're glad to have you this morning, honestly, brother, because I love your analysis on politics and when I thought about who I can get. So we're going to get right to it. So let's jump on. I was talking real briefly. We'll start from the top. But let's start at this local millage. Look like that's going to go to a recount. What's your thoughts on the local millage? It's almost neck to neck. When I looked at the numbers.
Yeah, I barely. They just didn't do a good enough job selling it, is what I would say, right?
Yes.
I just talked to a lot of people who, they already got a tax. What's the new tax for? What was the old one going to do? There just weren't enough people who, and when you're asking people to tax themselves, you got to make a hell of a case. So I was always worried about that one.
Well, I'll tell you something. They all need the book, Creating the Sales Mentality, because the art of persuasion, they didn't persuade nobody. They didn't try to sell it to nobody. Yeah. People who say they don't like sales, they ain't sell it at all. They didn't come over here to In Touch Radio and In Touch News and put no marketing out on it. They went nowhere put no marketing out on it. And so that's why people didn't know about it.
They didn't happen to the end. I agree with you. Yep.
Yeah. So let's start from the top. It's interesting. Let's go to Congress. Let's go to Kathy Castor's race. I think that's congressional seat. What they changed it to 14, right?
Right.
And she's going to be facing. I think she's going to be facing a guy named James Judge, a Republican on the other side, November 5th.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's one of the seats that they've kind of gerrymandered. So Kathy's going to do fine in that seat. She's going to run hard, but it's going to be very hard to beat a Democrat in that seat, just like in 15, the one next to it. It's going to be hard for the Democrat to win. It's possible, but it's just going to be hard. I think that's going to be Laurel Lee versus Alan Cohn.
Yes, you move just like I want you to move. Yeah, that's the next one. You think Alan can? Alan been around a lot. He was on TV. I don't know what kind of really support he. I ain't heard no good things among Democratic activists and operatives. Good things about him. You think he really can pull this off? Because he up against Laura Lee.
It's going to be hard, man. His victory will depend on how popular the president is, right? This is one of those things. It's going to be national. There's going to be a lot of national will determine those congressional races, and to some extent the Val's Senate race. Like, is Biden more popular than he is now? And if he is, then a lot of these congressional candidates that are Democrats can win. But that seat 15. I think is a likely Republican seat, but it's possible.
It's possible. That was a great analysis, and you transition right into Val Demings. Val Demings ain't nothing but the truth. She is her messaging is good. She's articulate. She know her stuff, and really, I looked at Marco Rubio last night on TV. Looked like she took the bite out of him. She just subdued him. So that's gonna be a showdown at the High Chaparral. What's your thoughts on that one?
No, that's a hell of a race. Val, is so impressive and a former police officer, and so all the defund the police stuff they're trying to do is not going to work. It's hard to call her a socialist. Val is just a hell of a candidate. She's a perfect candidate for our side, black woman, and she's outraising Marco Rubio right now. It's very hard to outraise an incumbent U.S. senator. So, Val has an excellent shot. That's going to be a race that is going to be close all the time. She's going to be up sometimes. He's going to be up sometimes. That's going to be a race that's very close, but that is important because we hope that Val drives turnout for the Democrats, right? We hope that Democrats get excited, and that's what draws us to the polls. Val and Charlie and, Aramis Ayala and all those people. We hope that they're the ones that drive up the turnout, because turnout wasn't great.
Yeah, I was talking about that prior to you getting on my monologue when I opened up, saying that only 25% is decided to come out for the primary, and they decided for the other 100%. So we got to get more participation, more cooperation. But Val Demings' race has got me excited. I think that, honestly, it's going to be tight, but I think she's going to knock blue fire out of Marco Rubio, because psychologically he looked at subdued last night. And so hats off to Val Demings. I'm looking forward to that. But let's move on to now Charlie Crist, and I know you have a great relationship with him. I thought that your girl Nikki, she didn't do herself no good. She just jug at the man. I think he did good. What are your thoughts on that one?
I was shocked at the margin. I can't lie. I'm a Charlie person, but if you told me that he was going to win by 20 points, I'd have taking you up on that. So,
I believe this. See, me and you differ on that. I know that she was a South Florida person. Charlie Christian ran for everything in this state but dog catcher. He was a state senator. He was an education committee. He was attorney general. His name is so people just automatic Chris. They just click it. They do it
well, let me tell you what
unconsciously.
kind of people, black folks, love some Charlie Crist.
That's right.
And that is a huge reason why his margin is what it is. He got, a lion's share of the black vote.
Wow.
Just because what you said, black folks know him. They liked him when he was a Republican. They certainly like him now. They know the name. When you meet Charlie, he's nice. Everyone he's just one of those people that you like when you meet him, and black people like him, and that's why that margin is what it is. So that's a race that,
What I'm hoping for now, because I know you got his ear. What I'm hoping for, that he put more money in black media in turning out the black vote. Don't take it for granted, because going in this thing with DeSantis, we need to get him to budget some money for media.
You can be assured that I am having and will have and will continue to have those conversations with him. Absolutely.
And that's important to us, because we're resourcing the community. We get a lot done. We have a wide reach on in our paper. We have a wide reach on radio, so we want to be able to not just sell advertising. We want to be able to influence policy and influence getting good people elected. So on that note, I know that you also probably have a relationship with Jarvis Ayala, and I want you to I want you to help me, later on get an interview for her for Tampa Bay politics. I like her. I appreciate the team conversation.
I will.
Please do that for me, because I was really impressed with her. She was the real deal. She just a likable person, kind of Charlie Crist likable person. She just, when I met her team conversation, she was the real deal. And her messaging remind me of Val Demings. She just was straight up, brother.
Aramis is impressive. I endorsed her in that race a while ago because she's my personal friend. But she's also anti-death penalty when she was the state attorney. And if you know, I do not like the death penalty. I believe it's racist. Only poor black people and people of color get executed.
Well, me and you on the same page on that, Brother Sean.
Rich white people don't get executed.
Sure don't. We're on the same page on that one.
Penalty. But she's great. She's another person that we hope drives turnout, and that's a black woman. So now you got a black woman running for the U.S. Senate. You got a black woman running for Attorney General. So, listen, when people say both parties are the same, not quite, because I want you to look at our slate and I want you to look at theirs.
Well, I'll tell you something, brother. I'm glad you said that, because Angela Birdsong would just love you for saying that, because she jump on people. The whole she's out on a mission today, but they're not the same, and I agree with that. They're not the same. Let's move quick, because I know your time is valuable. I really thought that let's go to that new District 62, Michelle Rayner and Wingate Newton.
Wingate.
I thought he would do better than that. I know he wasn't known in Tampa, but I think the LGBT community just know how to drive the vote, and they pushed over the top. Michelle Rayner, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I also, both of them are my friends, so I don't want to get sideways. But what I will say is there's some votes that Wingate took that the local Democrats in Pinellas got mad at him about, and I think that just came back to haunt him, unfortunately.
Okay.
And so
that's what I wanted to hear.
Had a lot to do with the school voucher stuff. A lot of the Democrats don't like those votes, and Wingate, to his credit, explained why he did it and said he was, he has a reason to do it, but Democrats don't like that, and I think that came back to bite him.
Well, brother, I'm glad I had you on the air, because I was trying to figure out what was the reason in that race, other than Michelle Rayner can turn out that the LGBT community. Yeah. But you're right about that. So you're talking about 53% to 54% to 29%. So barely got 30%. So about to wind it down. So one last one. Let's talk about Nancy Jacobs. I'm going to prelude, because I got her coming up next.
Well, listen, that's the one that probably surprised me the most.
It surprised me too, but she owed Jarvis and she owed Sean Shaw, because last week when we somebody on the other radio station, those who know don't say, those who say don't know, but somebody named Sean Shaw did a expose on it. Okay, so definitely give me about 30 seconds, because I know you got to go and I got somebody else coming on. 30 seconds on that race.
Incumbent judges don't lose unless they do really bad stuff, and he did really bad stuff. He made a very bad ruling about the young girl trying to get an abortion, and he said, "You're too dumb, and your grade point average ain't good enough to get one," which was insulting. So it was a bad decision. And then he was kind of lying about reporters contacting.
And the anti-Semitism came up.
Just doing a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, anticipation. Thank you, brother. Listen, I know you got to go. Thank you. We had Sean Shaw, local political commentator, local attorney, former state representative. Sean Shaw, my man, Sean Shaw. You ain't nothing but the truth. Thank you for coming on, brother. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Get that number for Aramis out of your line. We're going to do it. Thank you, sir.
I love you, brother. All right, we'll be in touch.
I love you, too.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida, grab a pen of sundown. 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/hereforyou.
All right. Jarvis Delamine sitting in for Angela Birdsong, Tampa Bay Politics, In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody can be a star. You have Jarvis Delamine in the studio with you, talking politics the day after the primary, August 23rd, primary, leading up to the midterm elections, November the 5th. That was a great commentary by Sean Shaw. He's the real deal. He have a great understanding of the politics, and I hope that you were listening. If you'd like to come in on what some of the things he talked about, 813-444-9588, 813-444-9588. Also, we want you to tag and share. If you're on Facebook, tag and share so we can get this message out, because it's important. It's called civic engagement. It's called political empowerment. All politics are local, and politics is very important. But we got to understand politics without economics is simple without substance. So we need political power, but we also need economic power. All right, so let's talk about this judicial race. I think we had led up until some races in the state house, District 62, Wingate Newton and Michelle Rayner. We talked about that with Sean. But then we led into Nancy. We'll talk about that later. We got Nancy Jacobs. She just won against the incumbent judge. She'll be calling us about 10:30. So just stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. All right, so let's talk about the other race, judicial race. This was very interesting. We had Melissa Black, Alicia White and Bozet. We had our sister, Lynette Starr Brookins, and we had Michael Isaac. Michael Isaac ran before. I think he done ran twice. And I thought that was going to be Black Girl Magic with Lynette Starr Judge. I really did. And women in judicial races, when people can't learn a lot about judges, they normally just vote for a woman because she's a woman. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but that's really what happened. So I'm thinking it was going to be between Starr and Melissa Black. So I was half right. Michael Isaac, he he came in the runoff. He got about 28.38%, 59,229 votes. And then Star Judge only lost about 1,000 votes. It was like 58,540. So she got 28.03. Okay, so Melissa Black, who got the most, she was the top vote getter. So if you don't get 51% in a nonpartisan judicial race, guess what happened? You got to go to a runoff. So it's going to be a runoff November 5th between Melissa Black, and Michael Isaac. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to tell you something. Because even though it says nonpartisan, in my mind, DJ CEO, what pushed Mike over the top is those Republicans in South County. I think they pushed them over the top. You know, it says nonpartisan, and it is nonpartisan, but people who vote still have their party affiliation. So Melissa Black, I think her strength is going to be her being a woman. So that showdown going to be showdown at the High Chaparral come November the 5th. Michael Isaac, because Michael Isaac going to throw a lot of money at that race this time because he want to win. He never got that close. So we'll see how that turns out. Melissa Black and Michael Isaac, and that's kind of court judge, which is the People's Court, kind of court judge, Group 14. Let's look at another race. Let's go to the school board. You know, we got some real shockers here, DJ CEO. We got some shockers here. Let's go ahead and get that one out of the way first. Damaris, she was here last week. Oh, I was hurt behind that one. You know, very few people in this game hurt me when it comes to politics, who I think going to win, you know?
And she ran for school board?
School board, yeah. She's the one that was here last week. Let me see where hers is at. Yeah, it's right here. All right, so we have, I think that was group, she can learn against Stadius. Stacey Hahn. She was incumbent. Stacey Hahn, 63% to 38%. 38% is still good for a first-time candidate. She never ran before, you know. And in political circles, a first-time candidate get 25%. They did good, but she got almost 39%. But I think that she may have thought that Stacey Hahn was as strong as she are. Stacey Hahn didn't do no campaigning in our community. Matter of fact, nobody even seen Stacey Hahn. She's incumbent, you know. And so we're talking about total votes, 31,731 for Stacey Hahn, 18,038 for Damaris Allen. She's a good person. You heard her last week. She had a good command of the issues. She was going to be a real good person for us, but I hope that she stay involved in the process, stay civically engaged, and come back and run for school board again or run for something else. She's a good candidate regardless of that. And that was, I think that was District 2, I believe. I'm not sure. I got it all laid out here, though. But let's go and talk about another one, School Board District 4. This was very interesting. This one was. You had a sister in this race. Her name was Danielle Smalley. I never seen this sister. Never seen her in the community. Never seen that 5508. Never seen her in NAACP. Never seen that teen conversation. Never seen that civic. Nowhere. So she ran, and there was a Caucasian gentleman named Hunter Gabriel. I met him at Bible Base last week. He married to an African-American sister. He had a great command of the issues, DJ. I mean, he was awesome. Really, he was somebody that I thought should have won that race. But here's a lady named Patty Rendon. Never came to didn't come to the NAACP before. She was invited, didn't come to nothing, and won. And she won 53%. She didn't just win, she won big.
What kind of war chest did she have?
Oh, she had a big one. She had a big war chest. She had a big one. Don't say it right here, but I know she did. She had a big war chest. And she won 53%. Another strength, I think that strength was that South County other party that came through for her. And so she won by 53%, and then Hunter Gabriel, 28%. He was a first-time candidate, so he went over the predictable 25% for first-time candidates. He did good. He got a great future in politics. He need to run for something else. That's the challenge, DJ. When you lose, come back, stay engaged, and run for something that you can win.
You can't quit.
Can't quit. Nancy is proof of that.
Nancy is proof of that.
She went to the well 3 times, brother.
Yes, sir.
And so we have to do that. So here we go. School Board District 6. Now, this is our girl. She was here at Tampa Bay Politics. Karen Perez. She was here 2 weeks ago. Karen is beautiful. She have a good command of the issues. She's a psychiatrist, a psychologist. She's family health. She's a mental health. She's into it. She had knocked blue fire them. She did 51%, right at about 51%, to the sister who's a extreme right-wing Republican DeSantis endorser, which is Alicia Alley Leggy. She was endorsed by DeSantis, and she was bragging about it at NAACP forum.
Right.
At Bible Bay. I'm endorsed by Governor DeSantis. He said it with a straight face.
Well, once she entered the race, Rashawn Gendron also.
Yeah.
Once the two of them was in the race, it was a no-brainer for.
Yeah, it was no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the point. Rashawn Gendron is a brother.
Yeah.
And he only got 12%. But here's my problem with that.
He's a Republican as well.
See, there you go. But what was his record of community service? He'd never been in the community, but now you want to run for office.
He's been here just a couple of years. He's fresh to the community.
Fresh to the town,
to
the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in my mind, he was just shipped in.
All right.
Just for this.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, they want to take over school boards.
No, you're right about that. They got a right-wing agenda to take over local school boards.
Right.
Because, school board, based on what we learned from Karen, they get most of their funding from Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And so we see why they want to take school boards. All right, so that was a race. She did good. 65, she told a vote. Let me tell you, I want to talk about something in that, though. You know what people, when I didn't see it in those other races. You know where they're winning at now, thanks to Barack Obama?
What's that?
Former president, vote by mail. She had 65,000 vote by mail. Listen to this. Early voting, talking about Karen Perez. 15,000 early vote. The day of the election, 26,000. People are not voting on the day of election no more, DJ.
Well, because it's an inconvenience.
It is an inconvenience.
And that's what it was set up to be, an inconvenience. You know,
That's right.
I mean, just make voting accessible to everybody.
Right.
Tuesdays is just stupid.
Yeah, stupid. Make voting great again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what? But I think former President Barack Obama, he changed the game when voting by mail. If I go back and look at this race, let's go back and look at another race.
Okay.
And talk about vote by mail. Let's go back to Michelle Rayner in Wingate. Okay, vote by mail. She had 1,700 to his 900. So
Wow.
And then early vote, she had 514 to his 268. So what's happening if you're a political consultant and you study politics like I am, looking at the data, running the numbers? People are winning before election day. So if you're not marketing, getting your message out early there you go, for vote by mail and early vote.
Yes.
You're gonna lose when the count be done 7:30 when they start the count. That first round is early vote and vote by mail. You lost. In Karen's case, she was up 53% when they just counted early vote and vote by mail. Now, if you ain't did no good early vote and vote by mail, you're not gonna be able to fill that gap.
Right.
And they ain't counting no precincts for election day. So the game is vote by mail. So let's look at another race I want to look at, which was not a congressional race. We want to talk about, I believe it's another school board race. No, let's talk about I want to talk about a Haitian sister. This is interesting. I met her at the Hobnob 2 weeks ago down to the Amalie Arena. Naomi Bloomer. She come out of North Miami. She involved in local politics down in South Florida. Came from nowhere. She won Commissioner of Agriculture. Right. And she's somebody that's going to be trying to get her word out a lot now. She won. Look what she did. Vote by mail, 31,000. Vote by mail. Early vote, 9,000. Election day, 13,000. Her closest opponent, which got 26%, his name was Ryan Morales, a Latino brother. He got 15,000 vote by mail. You know, we used to say in the country, DGCO, saying the land among the blind. Listen to this. The one-eyed man rule. Did you catch that? Everybody else blind. If a man walking there, he got but one eye, he better off than everybody else blind. That's vote by mail. In the land of vote by mail rule. Vote by mail is the way to go. It is definitely the way to go. So she gonna be facing, which is Naomi Bloomer. She'll be facing a former Speaker of the House, which his name is Republican. His name is Winton Simpson. They're going to face off in November. He got total votes of 60,000. He got almost 26,000 vote by mail. She beat him. She got more vote by mail than him. She got 31,000 vote by mail. So she's somebody that can, he going to be hard to beat, but if she put the right resources, the right strategy together, if the Democrats have a big turnout, she could win that thing. We can have a black woman over the Commissioner of Agriculture, which control the gas, and they got a lot of power too. The Commissioner of Agriculture. So it's a very powerful position. That was the position that Nikki Fried had. Now, we had another race. Didn't talk much about this one. And this race was a new seat, county commission. It was a universal primary because neither one of them had a primary opponent. So this was Nicole Lecker, 2 Republicans, and Michael Owen. I met Michael Owen. Michael Owen just really ran away with this one. He got 61% to her 38%. But here we go. Let's talk about vote by mail compared to the he got almost 19,000 vote by mail. So you can see vote by mail is clean king, but we got Nancy Jacobs gonna be calling in our new honorable judge, Nancy Jacobs. She came. We looking forward to that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Jarvis Elamine, Tampa Bay Politics.
The last stop on the Love Train Tour, starring the OJs. It's your last chance to see your favorite group. The OJs live in concert. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans. Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. Also featuring Shirley Murdoch. The OJs with hit after hit. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans and Shirley Murdoch.
Say goodbye.
Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. It's the Farewell Tour for the OJs. For tickets, go online to strandcenter.org. Put your hands together for the OJs, Gerald Austin and the Manhattans, and Shirley Murdoch.
You've been injured, you deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is attorney Clinton Paris from the law office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
All right, we're back. Jarvis Elamine, Tampa Bay Politics, sitting in for Angela Birdsong here on In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody can be a star. It's about 11:35. We got about 25 more minutes before the show ends, but this has been exciting. We had Sean Shaw. If you're just tuning in, he did some commentary. We're doing some election analysis, analyzing how this primary is going to affect the future and how it's going to affect our life, because we know election got consequences. And we were doing some analysis, me and my producer here, DJ CEO, we was doing some analysis about how powerful vote by mail is in early vote. Most of these races are won before Election Day. That should be a sign to us as a people, as African Americans, that we got to vote by mail, we got to vote early, we got to take our family and our friends, and we got to get more participation and more cooperation and get more civic engaged in the political process. You know, it's very, very important. Very, very important. You can see, you know, because it's hard for an incumbent judge to lose unless they really, really do something that's not really right, and they're gonna affect you. Because judges affect your life more than anything. Because you got, your children, your grandchildren. You even maybe going before these judges. So you need somebody with a temperament, the proper temperament, the sense of fairness and fair play and justice and integrity. Somebody who's gonna follow the law, but also know that there's also some room, for some, that you can be a little, show some mercy.
Jarvis, I think I'm just gonna reach out to her.
Okay, that sounds good.
You okay with that?
I'm all right. So we're gonna call, and if you'd like to call in while my producer reaching out to Nancy Jacobs, it's 813-444-9588. Call in number here is 813-444-9588. If you got a question, you want to talk about the election, you want to talk about your candidate that won, you want to talk about candidates that lost, you want to talk about what you think is the consequences of this, or you have some ideas to help us get more GOTV, get out the vote, how we can get the vote out more. And on that note, I'd like to give a shout out to the regional director for Florida Rising, Robin Lockett. They did a housing march and a rally last Saturday, and they marched from Cyrus Green Park to see Blythe Andrews Library to vote. That was a great turnout.
Hello.
Hey, Nancy, this is Brother Jarvis, Tampa Bay Politics. I've been waiting on you to call, so we reached out to you. How I feel? Honorable Judge Nancy, Judge-elect Nancy Jacobs, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Jarvis. How are you?
All right, then. Say good morning to our listeners. You're on In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody can be a star. You definitely a star. You went to the well 3 times. Now you came back with diamonds, honey. We are excited about you being a judge. I personally endorse you. DJ CEO, he love you. He love you. He endorsed you as well. We are happy to have one of us sitting on the bench. So tell us how you feel. Walk us through that experience last night, and as you got closer, because the numbers was a little tight, and I know you were a little concerned. So tell me what you think.
Well, good morning, Jarvis. Thank you for everything. And Jarvis and I have been friends for a decade already, and I appreciate everything you did and said about me and all of your help, and also Daryl. And I'd just like to thank the voters who came out and voted for me and supported me and had faith in me, and I'm looking forward to serving the people of Hillsborough County in January. And it was a great night, and it's a great day today, and I'm just looking forward to doing my job in January, and I thank everybody for having faith in me.
Well, we want to get an invite to the swearing in. They call it an investiture. Me and Daryl want to get an invite to that because we want to see you put your hand on the book and swear in. We wait for that day.
Yes, as soon as I find out what that day is, I will let you know.
All right, that's good. Now let's talk about the election. I want to talk about a little bit about vote by mail. See, let me tell you something. Your numbers look very good, vote by mail. You had almost won this thing coming out the gate. Nancy, DJ, got 63,236 vote by mail to her opponent, 48,700.
Wow.
She was killing them in vote by mail.
She was killing them, yes.
And early voting.
The mail-in ballot.
The mail-in ballot we talk about. That's right. That's where your edge came, because y'all was almost neck to neck in early voting. And I know you was grinding. I saw you at every poll. Let me give you those numbers. Okay. Early voting, Nancy had 16,516 to hit 17,662. So he got the little edge in early vote. But another place, this is why vote by mail is important, because he beat Nancy in election day. Election day, he got 35,000. Nancy got, not bad, she got 29,500.
Okay.
Had it not been for vote by mail, had it not been vote by mail, thank former President Barack Obama, who made voting by mail king. Anybody thinking that's listening to this want to run for something, you better get a strategy to vote by mail. What are your thoughts, DJ?
I sincerely agree, and I don't know what your numbers were last year, Nancy, for vote by mail, or even the year before. But whatever you did, your strategy paid off, and you didn't quit. What is it? What does that mean? Having a spirit of persistence. What would that mean on the bench for you?
Well, you can't quit, and you definitely can't quit. You know what they say, like the tortoise and the hare, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
That's right. Come on with it.
Right.
Yeah.
All the mamas who read that book to their kids, right?
Right.
The tortoise. You just have to keep on, chugging along, and if you believe in something, you have to keep on going at it, and you just have to keep on going until you finally achieve your goal. You just can't quit. You have to keep on, working at it and working and working and working at it, and believe you can do it. And
your opponent, I don't know who he is, but as an incumbent, when you can beat an incumbent, that says a lot of not just who you are, but who he was.
Wow. DJ, put it down. He right.
I'm not trying to get you to say anything bad about your opponent. I'm just speaking the truth. And so now that you are coming to the bench, what can people expect from Nancy Jacobs? Nancy, do we have you? You may be muted. Check your phone.
She may be muted. Sometimes you can be talking and hit that mute button and don't even know it.
Hello, Nancy. Okay, we'll try and get her back.
Okay. In the meantime, well, there were some issues with her opponent that came out about talking to a kid that wanted to get an abortion. There were some charges of anti-Semitic. Some things that his wife had said about Nancy and people of the Jewish faith. That don't fare well.
Excuse me, are you there?
She back. So DJ, CEO got a question for you. Daryl do.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard my question before.
Yeah, you asked what you would expect of me on the bench.
Yes. Go ahead.
You expect the same person that you're talking to right now, the same person that's been, standing here for 61 years. I'm not going to change. I am just a person who goes out to work every day, takes a shower, puts their clothes on, and I worked hard for my clients for the last 37 years, and I'm going to work hard for the people of Hillsborough County. I'm a fair-minded person who treats everybody with integrity and respect, and that's who you're going to get sitting on the bench. I give people their day in court, and I let people speak, and I follow the law, and I believe in the Constitution of the United States and the state of Florida and the laws of the state of Florida, and people are going to feel like they got their day in court. They may not win. There's usually two parties that come into a courtroom, and somebody's unhappy because they didn't, quote, win, but they're going to know that the law was followed and that I did my best and I followed the law and I listened to everybody and I treated everyone with respect and, they had their chance to speak and gave their side of the story. And hopefully they're going to feel like I said, they had their day in court and that they were listened to and respected.
Yeah, just like you said.
They're going to get every day.
Just like you said in your motto, experience, integrity, equity, fairness, follow the law. That's what it's all about.
And that's what a judge is supposed to do. And that's what you can expect from a judge. And that's what you should. And you should hold judges accountable for that. That's their job every single day.
That is.
And to treat everybody well. And not just people in court, people on the street and people in the courthouse and people who work in the courtroom. And, whether you're the court reporter.
The bailiff.
The bailiffs, the people who are working outside the courtroom.
All officers of the court. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not just officers of the court, people, like I said, people outside who are sweeping the hallways. And, everybody, every person who walks this planet deserves respect, and that's the way it should be. Nobody's above anybody else, and that's just how people should be treated. That's how I feel.
So, Nancy, for most people, when they're voting for a judge, they're just voting for a judge. They're not thinking about you're in circuit court or you're in criminal court. I don't know how that all works. Tell us what kind of judge are you and how long is your tenure?
That's a great question.
Okay, well, the term is 6 years, and I was elected to circuit court as opposed to county court. The chief judge decides what division in circuit court you go to first, and then everybody gets rotated around every now and again. Usually the chief judge puts the newbie judges in family court. I guess they figure if you make it there, you can make it anywhere, kind of like New York,
true.
Right? Because a lot of the attorneys in there do a lot of fighting with each other. So
yes.
I guess if you can
referee
get
that
the people to play nicely in the sandbox, you can do anything. And I figure I raised 3 kids, so I can do that. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they put you in other places to start with. Like Judge Gowdy she started out and she just took the bench the last time around and she's in felony. in criminal court, and but so you never know. But
never
most
know.
of the time you go to family court, and I practice family law, so that's not a problem.
No
for
problem.
me.
We got about
So
Nancy, we only got about 2 minutes left. I want to ask you a question about you continuing your community service, being out in the community,
Yes.
doing things, being involved in the people
Yes.
like food pantry. You came to our food pantry in Sulphur Springs. Will
Right.
you continue
Right.
that as a sitting judge?
Yes, anything that I'm allowed to continue to do, I'll continue to do. I can't do partisan things. I'm not
Right.
allowed to do things, but anything that I'm allowed to do, like my
Community
work
service stuff.
with Humane Society, yeah, anything that I'm allowed to do. I mean, I've been doing it my whole life.
That's
So
right.
even before, even as a child, my parents believed in that kind of thing, and we did that as kids, my brother and I. So, I'm going to do it. I'm still going to do it because I still believe that you should do it. So,
All right, then.
I'm
That
gonna do
sounds
it.
good, Nancy. We love you. We want a time schedule. But here's what I want to say. You got 1 minute to thank who you want to thank and give us your closing remarks, and we're going to thank you, and we love you. So go ahead in 1 minute. Nancy Jacobs, judge-elect. She just got elected last night. We love you. Go ahead and tell us your closing remarks.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to thank everybody who voted for me, certainly, and Jarvis, and everybody who's sitting here in the station right now, and Daryl and Jarvis, and everybody
Aaron?
who helped me win. And Aaron, yeah,
That's
but
right.
Aaron and my friend Geraldine, who happens to be sitting next to me in the car right now, and my family, and just basically everybody who said anything nice and did anything nice for me and helped me put me over the top last night. And I appreciate you all. And I'm looking forward to taking the bench in January and serving the people of Hillsborough County. And
All right, you
I'm
heard
gonna
it.
do my
You heard it
level best.
first. Thank you, Nancy. We love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And we'll see you in the future. We'll see you in the whirlwind where you know that you're going to get
Yeah.
it done. Nancy Jacob, judge-elect for Circuit Court Judge, 37.
Thank you. Thank you, Jarvis.
Enjoy your victory and celebrate the praises of your victory. Thank you. Have a good morning.
Okay, thank you.
God bless
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, Tampa Bay Politics. We just got to talk to judge-elect Nancy Jacobs. We'll be right back.
This is the recipe you've been waiting for. A little touch of smooth mixed with a big touch of soul.
This is how we do it.
We are In Touch Radio.
Get ready for over 5 decades of music. It's the last stop on the Love Train Tour, starring the OJs. It's your last chance to see your favorite group. The OJs live in concert. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans. Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. Also featuring Shirley Murdoch. The OJs with hit after hit. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans and Shirley Murdoch.
Say goodbye.
Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. It's the Fair World Tour for the OJs. For tickets, go online to stradcenter.org. Put your hands together for the OJs, Gerald Austin, Manhattans, and Shirley Murdoch.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837.
All right. We back. Jarvis Elamine, co-host sitting in for Angela Birdsong, Tampa Bay Politics, In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody can be a star. Matter of fact, I'm a star today. I'm just enjoying this, DJ. This has been exciting. We had Sean Shaw. You know, his father was the first Supreme Court justice in Tallahassee. And Leanna Shaw, that was great. You had a star. And, of course, we had a newly elected judge who was a mutual friend of both of us, Nancy Jenkins, I've been knowing over 10 years. She went to the well, but I want to talk about when you mentioned about persistence.
Okay.
Les Brown said, persist until you succeed. And in the world where I come out of, in the world of sales and marketing, persistent. I had a thing that I call my clients bow down. I can call it bow down. I had a client, brother, I called every Monday just to check on him. I just still checking on you. And when I finally got the deal, the deal was almost $18,000 when I finally got it a year later. I just called once every Monday. I called him. Just check. Wow. So you got to be persistent.
Wow.
You can't give up. And so, that's why people, got to buy this book that I put together. I am a living witness how to do this. I'm the best at it. Creating a sales mentality. Go to enhancemententerprises.com. I'm going to be live in Lakeland at the well.
What day?
I'm going to be there Wednesday, September the 28th.
Okay.
I'm doing a lunch and learn from 11 to 1, and from 6 to 8, I'll be doing a B2B blender, which is a business-to-business blender, and I'm the platform speaker for that day.
There's got to be something very special about the well, because this is the third time, and they say the third time is a charm, that I have heard about the well in 3 days.
Yes, and it's the best.
So this is day 3. So this tells me something good about the well that's in Lakeland, and you're scheduled for the 28th.
Right.
There's something on the 25th. There's something on the 31st. So the well has got to be very important to Polk County. People are going there. They're seeing it. I've never been.
But not just Polk County. The I-4 corridor. They people come from Orlando,
exactly.
come from Tampa, come from St. Pete. It is the real deal. And the sister that put it together with money from the CRA, the city CRA.
Wow.
So, very progressive.
Very progressive.
Dr. Sally Brisbane Stone is her name. Dr. Sally Stone.
I have not had the opportunity to meet her, but I will.
Well, I'm going to be there. And let me tell you something, brother. It is a place. Rodney Jones from Business Plan Plus is going to be there the 31st.
I know Rodney.
You know Rodney. Of course you know him. And then I'm going to be there with him because the next last Wednesday of the month, I'm the platform. He the platform speaker. Him and Rolando Duffy. They're going to be the platform. CPA, there you go. Mm-hmm. So, we got to understand the power of persuasion.
True.
It's very, very important. And so, if you're in politics, you're persuading.
All the time.
All the time. And so, let's talk about that. We got the general election coming, midterm elections. They're going to be electing senators that seeking the Democrats get an edge in the House and the Senate. A Val Demings race going. We hoping, like Sean said, that Val Demings race, Aramis Ayala race, that they drive more people to the polls in a fashion that Andrew Gillum did a few years back.
Right.
We need an exciting candidate to drive black people to the polls.
I was thinking about the governor's race, and here's what I believe. I believe that Charlie Crist is going to win. And here's why.
Okay.
Because DeSantis, as quiet as it's kept, really wants to lose.
Yeah. Want to be president.
Because his losing will allow him to really focus on 24.
That's right.
And he's done all that he can do. He's done all the damage that he can do in the state of Florida.
Sure it is.
Okay? He has really done some damage. Now, don't get me wrong. He's done some good things because I've got a conservative heart.
Me too.
But I also have, I guess I'm hiding cold because I got a liberal heart too.
Yes.
And this guy has done some damage. And so it's time for him to really go. But I just believe that he really does not want to be governor for the next 2 years. He wants to focus on, he's got a war chest of $140 million in his account that he wants to focus on pushing the presidential agenda.
No, I think your angle on that and your analysis of that is point on, DJ CEO. You're dead right. And so he want to focus on being president. The truth of the matter is that what they've been doing when you talk about damage, the overreach with the state attorney, regardless of how you feel about Andrew Warren, overreach. This critical race theory is nothing but the culture wars. They don't even teach that in college, especially don't teach it in high school. We heard that from Karen Perez last week, 2 weeks ago. So the key to this is that we got to push a national agenda where black folks can demand more from the Biden administration. We really got to demand more. We really do. Because South Carolina, we put him in there.
So hold on, Jarvis.
You know.
Okay. What are we going to demand? Now you got the stage. Give me 3 things that you would demand from President Biden if you were speaking for the black folks in the country.
A form of reparations first. 430 years of slavery, suffering, and death. I don't care how you feel about reparations. They gave it to the Jews. The Japanese got it. The Jews got it. We need the Native Americans got it. We need a form of reparation.
You talking about the same kind of reparations that they're giving to the Ukrainians right now?
Of course I'm talking about that. I'm talking about money.
Money.
Yes. We need
Right.
a check cut. If it's check, just like they did stimulus checks, which showed me that they can give everybody a check when they want to, but it don't need to be $1,200.
Right.
It need to be for some real money.
What's real money?
$1 million a piece. Start there. That ain't enough for 430 years of slavery.
Right.
Taking out name, language,
We
culture.
talking tax-free $1 million?
That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
That's number one.
All right, number one.
All right. Secondly, what we need a fund, a revolving fund for capital infusion, for entrepreneurs to get low interest money to go in business. We need no encumbrance. We need likes the rules about having all this collateral, likes the rules about having a 700 credit score. You need to make it reasonable. You need to do your due diligence. Don't throw the money away.
Right.
But you need to have a revolving fund so black entrepreneurs can have capital.
Because
lack of capital is what's keeping us from being successful in the world of entrepreneurship.
Without a doubt, lack of capital.
So we need a fund, a national fund, that all African American. Why? Because of what you did to us at the Black Wall Street when you took it 1,100 business from us. For what you did for 430 years of slavery. We need now an opportunity.
A real opportunity.
A real opportunity to get some funding.
Okay, so one is
reparations.
Reparations. 2 is a national fund.
Right.
What's 3?
3, free college education. Free. I'm serious. We need free education.
So you don't think Biden's about to make an announcement, something like that?
I don't think so. I think what he's doing is he's starting with the reducing student loans, which is a great start.
Okay.
Some of them are going to be outright dismissed. Some of them are just going to get 10 grand. You're making less than 100,000. You know, you get some of them dismissed. But I think the Build Back Better should have that entrepreneur fund, national fund, where anybody have a legitimate business plan should be able to get the funding, low interest, and not all these constrictions to get funded. Reparations, everybody need a check. We need a check, brother.
We need a check.
We wasted, brother, $1 million. I'm not saying we should be asking for more than that. 430 years of slavery.
So okay, let's go back to that. $1 million for who? How do you judge who gets the $1 million?
Everybody that got a stimulus check. Them same people. Use your same method. That's infrastructure you gave everybody a stimulus.
Right. Okay.
It's already there.
It's already there.
Yeah. You ain't got to pick and choose. They know how to do something when they want to do it. Everybody got a stimulus check.
Everybody black just got a stimulus check.
That's right. Everybody black. Why, brother? We have to be like that. You know why? 430 years of slavery. Took our name, language, culture. We built this country, brother. We made Cotton King in the South. We saved the Union.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to be paid for that. Reparation, the root word of reparation is to repair the damage that they did to us. That's on them. They got to repair it. Go back and look at Roots and go back and look at 12 Years a Slave. If you don't think we deserve reparation, go back and look at those 2 movies. You agree with Brother Jarvis.
Oh, yeah.
You agree with me. Yeah. I'm not about you personally. I'm talking about listening.
Right.
Because you got people say, oh, we need to do that. They ain't going to do that. I'm telling you straight up. Until you can make big demands, because our vote has to be transactional. Yes. They know what they're going to get. When any politician running, they know what they're going to get. Do we know we're going to get when we vote for them?
We don't.
That's right. And
promises. We get promises.
But broken promises.
Broken promises.
And therein lies the problem. And so we need some national leadership talk about this. We need to talk about it locally. We need to make certain demands. We got a mayoral arrest moving forward. You got November 5th, midterm. Then we got spring, we got the mayor and city council coming up.
Okay.
That's going to be some real interesting stuff. And we need, in that same level of making demands on the national level, we have to make it at the mayor's level too. We can't just be satisfied because we know her, she call our name, we take Photoshops with it.
Right.
You know, photo ops with it. That's not enough.
Oh, okay, so here's the question for you again. You got 3 demands from Mayor Jane Castor. What are they?
One of them is a local entrepreneur revolving fund. Okay. The second is housing getting rid of all those encumbrance to building affordable housing and rehabbing houses. They do it now in that down payment assistance fund. It's too many strings attached to that now. Loosen all that. You know, we had the real estate man here that was told us about how you got to jump through hoops to get the down payment assistance.
Yeah, Travis Brooks.
Travis Brooks.
Yeah.
Loosen all that up.
Okay.
Build some real affordable housing. Even if it got to be a container housing, tiny houses, you got to get people in housing. Okay?
Okay.
You got to make that a real initiative. And the last thing you got to do, you got to really get some leadership, black leadership in your upper management, in your
in her administration.
Yes. You got to get somebody black that's high ranking. Like you can set up a system like deputy mayor. She don't have that. They had it in the St. Pete.
Right.
We need a deputy mayor of economic development for the urban core. That's, with a big budget to deal with nothing but black concerns.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we need. A deputy mayor of urban affairs.
Okay, so let's go back to now. We're almost out of time, but let's go back to when we did have a deputy mayor. What was that? Otis Anthony?
Yeah, they had assistant to the mayor. Never called him deputy mayor.
Okay.
Assistant, and they worked at the pleasure of the mayor and didn't have no budget. That was very nice.
All right.
That's why I said with the budget.
With the budget
to get things done.
What's a reasonable budget?
Well, you got to look at the city budget. Start in the millions, 8, 9, 10 million.
Okay.
You got to start there.
Okay.
You got to start there.
All right, so let's talk about the upcoming
city election.
Yes.
Well, we got the mayor coming up. We got District 5. We got a couple of Joe Cistro, citywide, and we got Lynn Hertek, who was one that took who that left Dingfield a place, which was another citywide seat. It's gonna be interesting, and then we have to really understand how the city council got power. What can they do? They control the budget, they can set ordinance, and they can make policy. We got to know what they really can do and what they can't do. Because in the strong mayor form of government, the type of government we got, DJ, the mayor holds the power. Because you can't even overrule what you do unless you get a 5-2 vote, which is a supermajority vote. And barely you can't get 5-2 on no mayor, not a sitting mayor. Because everybody sitting on city council at the 7, look, they got political aspirations. They ain't going to go against the mayor because they want to be something else. They got a career. So they very cautious about voting against the mayor. And if you vote against her, some people on council know that can be a problem for you and your political career. I'll leave it at that. So, Tampa Bay Top Politics, Jarvis Elamine and DJ CEO. We've been having some fun this morning. This has been really nice. Angela Birdsong is out on a mission, but this is great. This is In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody can be a star. We had in the studio on phone via phone. We had Sean Shaw, political activist and local attorney. We also had Judge-elect Nancy Jacobs, circuit court judge, Group 37. She just got elected. She'll be sworn in January. We had some good races. Val Demings. We got Aramis Ayala, who's attorney general, who got a lot of power. Look, we got to be civic engaged. We got to make it happen. Your vote is your voice. Your voice is your power. Jarvis Elamine, thank you for tuning in. We will be here next Wednesday. If the creek don't roll, we'll be here. Jarvis Elamine and Angela Birdsong. Thank you, and we love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week.